Hi all, welcome back to more of the other side of the hill. So this is my part 41. So same day as I just completed part 40 there actually. But I don't know how much time I've got at the moment, but hopefully we get a little bit of this done. I might be able to finish the part off later on. So we were still in the Western Offensive phase of 1943, the winter of 1943, Western Offensive. There was no landings to check. We had a pretty bad combat in Spain. Drew a pretty bad card and rolled terribly. So we managed to stay where we are, but we've only got the one reduced army now. Our AG head's questioned. And yeah, anyway. Right, so we've got these three to resolve on the Southern Front. And of course... my big thinking was to get this up to 5 to be able to get an extra dice roll, but because it's the winter that doesn't count, so yeah. Now does it matter which one goes first? Right, there's no AG head in here because remember these are Satellite Armies. Well, last card was pretty bad. I think I might go for Middle East first. It could depend on... yeah, we've got a 6 and a 6 there. Now that actually means we can't use our 6s, we can only use our 5s. Hang on a second. Okay, let's just do the Middle East first then, the one that's not got the AG head. The good thing about that is because it's not got an AG head, and I mean I mentioned this before, the leading general restriction of it must be lower than the head of the army group. Obviously there's no army group, so it can be anything. So it can be the 6s or the 5s for that, whereas these two are only going to be able to look at the 5s because we've got 6 seniority generals in there. Right, Middle East. So let's draw a combat card. 1943 Western faction attacking. Okay, we're getting away with this one. 1943... well, that's kind of what I was hoping for, really, because there was only 2 satellite armies there. So, 1943 on the attack, Western faction. Yeah, that's right. So, it's a strategic event we're going to draw. Let's leave the card there a minute. So, strategic event is Ultra. This is one that's came in 1941. This doesn't matter anymore. Roll 1 Western die. Right, there's a chance it's going up or down, isn't there? Right, roll 1 Western die. If we roll the star, strategic... oh no, it's not good. Right, yeah, no, it's not a chance of it going up. So if we roll the star, strategic warfare is going down by 1. It's at 3. If we roll the aircraft, air naval control value... oh, it's a Germany box. I thought it was a Western control box, and then I'm thinking, well, that's down at 1, so we don't want that. Well, we don't want a star or an aircraft for that matter. Right, and then any other result is no effect, so that's what we want. We want a tank or an event symbol. And then it's going to go in the new year. So let's roll this dice. It's just 1 Western die, isn't it? Roll 1 Western die, right. I want a tank or an event. We get the hat. I mean, that's a better one of the two for us, though, really. Strategic warfare going down by 1 rather than that going down by 1. Because when that's down there, you've got to reduce your replacements. So strategic warfare -1. Then it's back down to 2. Yeah, and we've knocked that down to 0 at the moment as well because we took some hits, didn't we, over there? Okay, so that's dealt with, and this goes in the new year. It'll come back again next year. It's not a very nice card, but I suppose the die roll could have been luckier and maybe avoid it all. Right, that's things taken care of in the Middle East, so that card can go away. So that was good. There was no combat anyway. So now let's just go with Rommel in Egypt then. So we draw a combat card. Again, Western faction attack in 1943. That's a bad card. That's number 19. 1943. Oh my. So 2 aircraft rolls and 4 dice. Okay, Rommel, you're up against it here. Okay, so it's going to combat, so we need generals to work out. Right, we get Kesselring. Yeah, Kesselring should be on the defence, isn't he? I think. Kesselring. Defending and rough, yes. Defending and rough. Roll 1 additional grey die instead of 1 white die for the rough terrain. Yeah, okay, so that's good. So we've got him. Then we've got Rommel. And Rommel's going to help Peel increase one of the armies. Like I say, I'm assuming you can pick either one. Just as one German army in the area is considered an immediately superior type. So we could pick the regular to be a Panzer or the reduced to be a regular. Right, that's our 2 of our generals. And we're getting a Norwegian general now. So, because Rommel's in there with a 6, and we've got access to 6s and 5s, we can't pick any of the 6s. So, let's get a look at the 5s. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 5 of them. And let me have a quick look. Right, we've only got 2 that are of use. George Hans Reinhardt. Defending any controlling player may change any one result in a grey die for a tank result. Thing is, you're only going to want that if it comes up as an event. A tank result doesn't really do. Yeah, change it to a tank result, because remember, these are good for us, the guns. So it's really only that result that you're wanting to change to benefit that to a tank. Anything else changing it to a tank doesn't do anything, does it? So, I mean, I could be rolling 2 grey dice, remember, because of Rommel. Oh no, in fact, I'm rolling 3 grey dice, because we've got Kesselring as well, defending and rough. So, yeah, that makes it a wee bit more worthy. That one's cancelling any special effect in the combat card. Well, we've got 2 air results to roll. I think I spoke about this one before. I'm assuming it can only cancel 1 of the aircraft, and we still need to roll 1. Thing is, it can only be knocked down by 1, so I think I'm maybe going to go with this guy, because 3 grey dice, there is a chance of an event that can change to a tank. Obviously, it'd been much better in planes, this, so that's why I'm wondering about maybe, is it a waste? Yeah, is it a waste? That could be true, Grant, because remember, you've got a combat, you're defending in rough here. Going to be rolling 2 grey dice. No, it's the same again. You're going to be rolling 3 grey dice again in there. Yeah, but it's defending in rough again though. So it's more useful when you're defending in planes, changing things to tanks. I wonder if we should go with the other guy. Well, the thing is, it's only these 2 that are going to be any good for that combat as well, Grant, isn't it? Because again, we can't pick the 6s. Defending planes, attacking, defending in any, but that's against the Soviet faction. Yeah, it's not Soviet. So yeah, I mean, these are our 2 generals. So well, it doesn't. Well, I'm not about using this one because he's cancelling the special effect. We can cancel in the air result. I mean, the Western faction, their special effect is always only the aircraft. So we might end up with one with not an aircraft. Yeah, okay, so that makes sense, I think. Well, hang on. Right, sorry, phone call, and I might be getting called away. Somebody's coming in the door shortly, I think, as well. So I think I'm going to use him instead, and then keep him for there, because we don't know what the combat card is for there yet. We know that this can at least cancel. So I'm going to use him, and he's going to cancel 1 of the aircraft rolls. I mean, I've got to assume it doesn't cancel the two of them. Like I say, I did speak about it before. Nobody said anything. So I'm going to go with that. It's not going to cancel the whole two. Because, I mean, sometimes, like, that card further down, there's three of them in 44 and 45. It wouldn't cancel all three of them. Or would it? I don't think so, but... Well, hang on. Roll indicated number of Western dice. I'm actually starting to wonder there now. Because the fact it's just a number of dice, maybe it does cancel the both. Well, what I could do here is take a chance, leave the question in the video here, and just roll one dice rather than the two, because I'm cancelling one of them. And maybe somebody can confirm that that was correct, or it wasn't correct, and it would have cancelled the whole, like I say, the cancel, like I say, let's just say it was 1944 and there was 3 dice to roll. It does seem a bit weak that this guy could only cancel one of the 3 dice. But that's how I kind of looked at it at first, and now I'm starting to wonder that maybe that's not the case. Maybe it cancels, because they are all in one box, and it's just telling you the amount of dice you would roll. Right, we're cancelling one of these, so I'm still going to roll 1 dice. If it turns out to be an aircraft, though, I might need to find out the answer. I'm just hopeful that that's not going to be the case. So let's roll 1 dice. Not sure if we should be rolling this or not. Like I say, maybe somebody can chime in around the 12-minute mark and say, no, it would cancel the whole thing here. You don't need to roll any dice, or we're doing it correctly. Right, okay, here we go. Let's hope it's not an aircraft. Damn it. Right, so it is. So now I sort of feel like I need to find out for sure if you're actually doubting yourself here, Grant. So, I mean, that's going to knock our Southern Front Air Naval Control down by 1 to 4. It's not really going to have a huge effect. Cancel any special effect. Let me go and have a quick look first on BGG. Right, couldn't see anything regarding my question here. I actually think it's worthwhile asking. I'm starting to actually doubt myself and think that it may well cancel the whole thing here. So I've asked the question, so I'd hope that I might get an answer sometime soon. I'm going to bring this dice. If we should have rolled this will be the result, and I will knock the Southern Front Air Naval Control down by 1. I'm going to put this dice on the combat card, and then we've still got a combat to come of 4 dice, haven't we? Which we'll chuck in the cup at the moment. But what I'm going to do now is I sort of need to take a break anyway. So model, where's that other journal? He's here. Right. Better put these back, or I might get confused if I'm going to pause things for the moment. So yeah, hopefully got a quickish answer at that. But then again, I'm going to take a break just now, so I'm not probably be away for about an hour or something. Yeah, and we can see, find that one out for sure. Okay, I'll just pause just now and I'll be back in a bit. Cheers. Hi all. Right, back to continue this part 41, isn't it? Is that? Yeah. I know I'm only sort of 14 minutes in there. With things, I've been away about an hour or so. So back to continue the combat in Egypt. This is the card that we drew. 1943 attack. 2 air special effects and 4 dice, unfortunately. I was always asking the question if this cancels the special effect, if it cancels all of these aircraft symbols on that, whatever row you're on, like the one we're on, does it cancel both of them or does it just cancel one? I initially thought it was just one. I'm starting to doubt that and feel that these are special effects that the reason there's more than one of them is to tell you the amount of dice that you roll. So I posted the question. Unfortunately, the answer I've got back so far is from was it SAS War, but he's not picked up my question right. He's thought I'm talking about when you roll these in the combat, but I'm clearly asking. Yeah, I thought, to be honest, I thought I'd posted the question clear enough, but maybe not. I'm asking, these are pre-combat, these are definitely special effects. It tells you on page 27, these special effects may be, and it shows you the wee green symbol. Unfortunately, I couldn't cut and paste that symbol into my question, because, you know, when it comes to little graphics and whatever, I don't know, maybe I could have done something. But so this is a special effect. So we cancelled one of the dice. We're going to play it the safe way. And unfortunately, we rolled the other dice and we got hit on the air. So until I get the answer to the question, because if the answer to the question is we'd only cancel one aircraft, then the result is that goes to 4. I'm going to put it to 4 at the moment. If Carlos comes back and tells me no, that would cancel the whole effect, I'll bump that back up to 5 again. And like I say, because it shouldn't affect things, but we'll see. We'll see if it does. And we'll go with that for now. I do hope to get an answer. Let's say it's maybe been not even an hour actually, but I'm sure I'll get confirmation of it one way or the other. Okay, so back to the combat now in Egypt, and it was 4 dice. You remember? Yeah, I've already got them in the cup. So they're rolling 4 dice. We're defending in rough. So we've got Kesselring, who's going to give us an extra grey die instead of the white for the rough. Rommel, who's going to boost that. We've used Walter Modal to do the cancel special effect. So nothing we can do with their dice. So they're getting to roll 4. Okay, and the combat is in rough. There's no +1s. Right, okay. 4 dice for them. Oh my. That's a... Wow. Well, just as well we did bump our air naval... Well, I'm saying that. Now, hold on. 2 of these count as a hat. I think that's a pretty good result for us, though. I don't think that's too bad. An event in 3 air. So no straight up hits. So that's going to be an event, and the first one's going to be a hit on our air naval control, knocking it down to 3, or is it 4? We'll see. And then the other 2 are going to come hits, aren't they? First result, subtract 1 for the air naval control, and then all subsequent results are hits. So they're sitting at 2 hits, which is pretty decent, I think. I think we should be able to cope with that. And there is an event though. So, right, so our roll. Okay, so we've got initially a grey and a white. However, well, we're going to decide about Rommel, what he's going to do. What we are going to get, however, is Kesselring, because we're defending in rough, and he's in the OB Sud. We're going to roll, the additional dice is not going to be white, it's going to be grey. So that's now 2 grey and a white. And then Rommel upgrades either this grey to black or this white to grey. So actually, yeah, we're still only rolling 3 dice, aren't we? So that was a good result for us, I think. So I don't know. I mean, there's 2 blanks on the white dice. The grey dice. Thanks. So it's only going to be 1 hit. That's going to be 2 hits. Those are 1 hit. I mean, yeah. The worst case scenario on this dice is an event. So shouldn't we just be wanting 3 grey dice here? The guns. There's only 1 guns. Well, there's 1 guns on the white dice and 1 guns on the grey dice, but there's more chance of not getting a hit at all with these white. Now, obviously the black. Well, you know what? The black's got no guns on it though. Well, I think that's made my mind up. The black's got no anti-air guns or whatever they are. And tanks are no good to us when I'm not saying they're not good to us, but these are guaranteed hits, the black dice. But it's not that we're in planes. So we're going to upgrade that reduced army to a regular army to give us another grey dice then. So it's 3 grey dice. Now I'm assuming Rommel can do that. It just says one German army in the area is considered of the immediately superior type. Yeah, so I could pick that or that, I think. I don't see why not. Right, okay, so let's do it. 3 grey dice. And, well, we're wanting 3 hits. The guns could do it for us. 1 on the guns and a hat, that would be fine. Yeah, there we go. Nothing more to look at here on our cards. No. Right, okay, here we go. Oh, well, we got 3 straight up hits. So that'll do. No guns, but like I say, I'm pretty sure they're only getting 2. Though we do have a combat event to take first as well. So, right, let's deal with that first. Combat event resolution. Yeah, so draw 1 combat event. These can sometimes be nasty and interferes with things. Hitler orders counter-attack. Right, I know this is not good. If the axis is the attacker, it goes to the bottom. We're not the attacker. Right, after resolving the current combat, apply 1 reduction to 1 German army. Then flip the markers of the activated head of army group and leading general to their question sides. That's nasty. Mind you, Rommel's got a good... Oh, so's Walter Model. He's got a 6 as well. Confidence, so pretty good confidence. Yeah, this is the one I was trying to be silly, I suppose that. Because it says I apply 1 reduction to 1 German army, full stop. Right, but it's clearly in the area, and Carlos confirmed that, even if it's... If you feel like it's not clear to you, Grant, it's been confirmed that it's got to be in the area. Because it's involving the activated head army group and leading general. The activated head army group is Rommel, the activated leading general is Walter Model. Kesselring's not involved, it just says AG and leading general. After current combat, apply 1 reduction to 1 German army. Okay, and then this will go and come back next year. No goodie. Yeah, if we had been the attacker, this would go down the bottom. It isn't. Okay, so I will set that aside for now. After resolving the current combat. Yeah, I think it's worded. The way it's worded is because you don't want to put the reduction first. I can't mind. I don't know. I felt like it was in Spain, wasn't it? And I wasn't sure about things. Right, anyway, that's the event. Okay, so now we resolve the combat. So, this is going to be a hit on our air naval control on the southern front. So it's down to 3, however, it might be 4 if we get the answer back in our favour. And then these other 2 become hits, basically. So, because you can only knock that down once. But fortunately, we've got 3 hits to their 2, so we succeed. Right, combat card goes away. I know we've got the event to resolve yet. Kesselring I can put back because he's not involved. He was our OB. Right, so coming back to our event now. After resolving the current combat, apply 1 reduction. The reduction's got to be the reduced army then, because we've not got any reduced armies in the force pool, so we can't take that away. I feel like that's slightly better. Although it's 2 dice to 1 dice, I don't know. Anyway, that's a reduction taken for the card, for the counter-attack. And then flip the markers of the activated head of the army group and leading general to the question. So basically, we won the combat, but we're still getting a reduction and questioning. Yeah, anyway, so Rommel gets questioned. Let's say his confidence is a 6. So I'll put his card up. I'll put it in a pile there. So I've got them up here. There's two of them. These are both in command generals. That's why the markers have been left down here. However, we do question also the leading general. So that's modal. So he'll have to go up here, and I'll put him in a separate pile basically, and find his marker. Right, okay, got his marker. And like I say, his confidence is 6 as well, and he's not dissident, so I put him questioned in there as well. Okay, and then that's that card done. However, it does then go to the new year to come and haunt us again next year, if we're still here. Okay, so successful combat, however, bad event. So, well, that's what it is. Right, Turkey. That's going to be the last one for the Western Offensive. So, well, that's a fact. We need to draw a card first, don't we? Right, okay. So, final Western Offensive, Turkey. Draw a combat card. So, Western attack in 1943. Looks like a good card. Card number 1. So 1943 Western attack. It's a strategic event. So no combat. So yeah, probably quite happy with that. Yeah, Turkeys we need to sort of hold there, I think. Because I noticed that because the Allies take Turkey, they've got an attack into Bulgaria, Romania. So if I was to go back to Greece, then we're getting attacked from Turkey into Greece and Turkey into Romania, Bulgaria. So I think I want to try and hold here. And then there's only 3 armies allowed in here, but yeah, well, if we can try and defend in that rough for as long as possible. Okay, so strategic event. Let's draw that. Right, what we got? Right, we've got was it misfortune? Vichy collapse. Oh, okay. If Vichy is not a satellite or a neutral country, discard this card. Vichy is a satellite, isn't it? Well, look, I'm really no, it's not, Grant. Is it? I'm pretty confused about the whole Vichy thing. To be honest, Vichy and Italy is a little bit. I think I spoke about it in the last couple of parts. Because if I've not got the card in my hand, the occupation of Italy. No, sorry. That's nothing to do with Vichy, Grant. No, was I not considering taking the card? Just looking back, diplomacy, Vichy. Does that not do the same thing? I don't know. If Vichy is not a satellite or a neutral country, I do find this a little confusing. I have to say. Because the status of France is Vichy, and Vichy comprises of, right, let's look, 8.1 and 8. That says Vichy surrenders 8.2. I don't think Vichy is a satellite. Yeah, hold on. If we played that, if we played this card, we would get Vichy as a satellite if we succeeded. Sorry, Claire. I think. Which would then stop this. And I think that's maybe what you should be trying to do, is get that as a satellite before this happens. Maybe? Anyway, we've not got the chance to do that. So, yeah, what is Vichy? I wish it was marked better. It's North Africa and southern France, isn't it? Yeah, and we chose to attack. When it became Vichy, we chose to attack southern France, finish it off, so occupying it. And, well, we didn't have the chance to do anything in North Africa, but so I'm pretty sure they're the two areas, countries, well, not countries, areas, that are Vichy, that comprise of Vichy, aren't they? 8.2 France. France collapses as a result of Fall Guild military directive card. I think that's what happened. Its status changes to Vichy, which is what we've marked it as. Vichy starts as a neutral country. Right, so Vichy starts as a neutral country comprising areas 21 southern France, 21, and 26 northern Africa. So it went neutral there, and then we finished that off in this. Why is that not still neutral then? Maybe because we did what we did? I think so, yeah. Yeah, because when we attacked that, then this other area became Western control because we had nothing in it. That's right, I think, isn't it? And this one, we were in Frankfurt or Metz? I don't know. I think we were in Metz, actually, when we... How would that be, though, Grant? I'm not sure, but when we done that, then a Western control went there, this became disputed, and then a Western alignment marker and control this went here because it wasn't disputed. I think it's something like that, yeah. So, coming back to our card, Vichy collapse. If Vichy is not a satellite or a neutral country, discard this card. So it's discard the card then, Grant, isn't it? It's not a satellite, and it's not a neutral country. This is Western controlled, this is Axis controlled. Vichy surrenders 8.2. Let me see. So the last bit is when the strategic event card Vichy collapse is resolved, the status of France becomes FFL. Do the following. If there is a satellite alignment marker in an alignment box of areas 21 or 26, flip it to its occupied side. Okay, no. Head of operations must move one German army from the area. Remove the status of France marker from play. Yeah, I think because we've not done things in that way. I know this is all a bit. I think this was probably quite a confusing issue within World War II, wasn't it? This whole Vichy thing. So, and I know other games have. I'm not saying struggled to deal with this, but it needs to be dealt with in its own special way, doesn't it? I guess it's just tricky for me to get my head around, I suppose. Well, just follow what it says in the card. The card says if Vichy is not a satellite, it is not. Southern France and Northern Africa are not a satellite, or a neutral country, it is not. Southern France is not a neutral country, or Northern Africa. So if it's not that, we discard this card. And that's that. Right, but we do have a misfortune result to look at, so let's deal with that. So we're rolling one grey dice, not wanting a hit, and we don't get a hit. Good. Right, so for our combat check in Turkey, it was a strategic event. Vichy is not a satellite or a neutral country, so we're going to discard this card, and that's that. Hope I'm getting all that right. It feels right. Maybe once I've played out the game, I'll see. I don't know. Maybe not. Okay, so that was that. that was card number 1 this. So 1943 on the attack, Western faction, strategic event. We've drawn that. That's done. That's Western faction done. Right, what about 35 minutes? Right, I'm going to push on and do the Soviet faction, Soviet offensive. So, Soviet offensive, yeah, okay. So we're going to get 1, 2, 3, 4 at least anyway, aren't we? So, disputed, I don't think there's any disputed now because we went and took Baltic states. So, however, Baltic states is going to be a target from Leningrad. Belarus is going to be a target from Moscow and Ukraine. And Hungary is going to be a target from Ukraine. And Romania, Bulgaria is going to be a target from Ukraine and Black Sea. And that's that. So it's just the 4. Is that right? That's the 4, Graham. That's the 4. Okay, so, and OBs, we've still not got an OB for the Eastern Front. I want to check my generals. Right, so defending in river, defending in river, defending in rough, and defending in rough. 4 armies, 4 armies, 4 armies, 3 armies. Air naval controls at the 2. Right, and we want to... Well, we really want to hold these 2 to complete our... Well... yeah, I'm pretty sure we're going to be able to do that. Well, the thing that could spoil that could be that counter-attack again. That's what spoiled it for us before. It was just terrible timing, wasn't it? It could happen again, though. We've got 4 possible combats here that could draw that card. And it's random which one takes the retreat, isn't it? A bit brutal, that one. Right, so just glancing at the 4 EG heads here, we've got Von Bock up the top, Baltic States. He's when attacking, so not good. List is when attacking. Right, Von Kukor's when defending in rough. That's him here, he's dissident. So he's going to be able to, yeah, he's got the cancel special effect. And the final one's Von Manstein in Romania, Bulgaria. He's defending in NA. He's good as well. We're getting something out of him as well. So, well, that was a good card we just drew. So I think I'll take Von Kukor first to hopefully cancel the reduction special effect. That's how I'm going to look at it anyway. And then Von Manstein would be the next one that can do something. Right, okay. Right, so I'm going to go for Hungary first. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that one. It's the one that's got the 3 armies, right? Okay. Right, so we're going to draw a combat card. So this is Soviet faction 1943 attacking. Soviet faction 1943 oh man, look. We could cancel this effect. It's a straight up 4 dice, card 15. Well, there's no special effect. Soviet faction 1943 attack. They're going to roll 4 dice. So Von Kukor's not going to help us here. So we got that the wrong way about. Von Manstein would have been better dealing with us. And we've chose the one with three armies. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Right, so Von Kukor is our AG head. So we need somebody to help out, don't we? Von Kukor's a 7. And we've got 6s and 5s to choose from for a leading general. So, let's see what I can come up with. Right, well, I've only got 2 real choices, really. This guy who's... No, actually, No, he's not. He's not getting any good. Oh, no. We're not getting a reduction, Grant. You're not getting a reduction. Okay. I'm forgetting there was no special effect. There was just 4 dice. That's the scary part. Right, so the controller pyramid change any one result of grey dice for a tank result. I'm rolling 1 grey die. So no, I think this other guy's better. Defending in any. If there are 2 reduced armies in combat area, roll 1 grey die instead of 1 white in the Axis combat roll. So I'm rolling 2 grey instead of 2 grey and a white instead of. Oh, we're defending in rough as well, Grant. So you're getting a 4th dice. Okay, good. Right, that's who I'm picking. Werner Kempf, which will change one of the white dice to a grey. Okay, where are they going? Right, there I got it. Right, done our generals. Allied combat roll. Where are we getting? This is in Hungary, yeah. Right, no pluses. There's no special effects, so 4 dice again. 4 red dice. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, here we go. What do we want here? Just some events, I think. Or aircraft, well, I don't know. We've got 2 aircraft again. One of them's going to be a hit though, isn't it? So I think it's 3 hits. It's hard to get anything out of that. Yeah, because even if you roll all aircraft, it's like there's only one of them becomes a hit. Okay, so I think that's 3 hits. They've got. Remember, it's attacking plane. It's attacking rough. So, right. So, let's glance it down. Right, let's say one of them's going to reduce their naval control to 1. The other one's going to count as a hit, and that's a hit. So we're up against 3 hits. Base of 3 dice, which would normally be 2 white and a grey. We get 1 extra white for being in rough. However, we have Werner Kempf, which says if there are 2 reduced armies in the combat area, there are, roll 1 grey die instead of 1 white die. So we're going to do that. So it's 2 grey and 2 white, isn't it? That's not bad. And remember, the guns give you 2 hits, Grant. So all you need is a couple of them. So 1 grey, 3 white. 2 grey and 2 white, yeah? 2 grey and 2 white. And we need 3 hits. Do we? No, we need 4 hits. Oh, my. Yeah, they're sitting with 4. They're sitting with 3 hits. We need 4 hits. Right, here we go. Let's see some of the guns. Oh, look at that! Oh, now come on. That was that. You seen it, didn't you? It's all recorded, Grant. It's all recorded. And there's no messing about. There's no, pausing and re-rolling and deleting bits and all that. I'm not into all that. Right, that was the result. We've got 5 hits. That doesn't count. Right. Air naval control and the Eastern Front. The downside to that is this is only our first attack, wasn't it? Yeah. So it's going to get reduced to 1. So now any aircraft that come up in the dice rolls are all going to be hits. Not so good. Okay, so that takes care of that 1 aircraft, and then checking that becomes a hit, basically. So 1, 2, 3 hits to them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits to us. All good again. And it just feels so. It feels good that, but you don't get it. It just nothing happens, and you sort of feel like, oh, okay. But nothing happened. So that was the combat in Hungary, wasn't it? We did only have the 3 armies there, so we got away with that. So Von Kuker goes back in command. No problems, no questioning or anything like that. And Werner Kempf, which, yeah, I think he'd done his job well. So he goes away. Well, he's been activated. Right, moving on. So that was a good card, wasn't it? Was it? No, it wasn't really, Grant. So the only other general we've got, AG head we've got that can do something useful is this guy, von Manstein, who's in Romania, Bulgaria. So should we take him next? What do you say? That wasn't a great card. It's card number 15, either the worst. So I'm going to take one of the other ones here. In case we get a tougher card. I mean, it's random cards, I know, but I like to think about it that way. You know, I've had card 15. Hopefully this will be card 4 or 5. That's how it should work, eh? Okay, I'm gonna go for Belarus then. So that's List, who's not gonna help us. But we've got to draw a card first. Right, so we go Belarus, yeah? Belarus, combat card, Soviet faction, 1943 on the attack. There you go, see? Oh, it's winter. I forgot about the winter thing. Oh dear. That's not good then. So 1943, them on the attack. It's a snowflake, so a reduction in the winter. And a strategic event. Now, well, Willem List cannot cancel that reduction. So there's no putting them back. Anyway. Because, well, there's not going to be a combat. He's the only one I can check to see if I could cancel that special effect. So we can. So we've got to take a... well, I don't know. I don't know if I'm losing the Grey Army for a White Army, but keeps your amount of dice up. I don't know what's better there. Maybe somebody's worked it out what's better. You feel like rolling 4 dice instead of 3 would be better, but if one of them's grey and you're only rolling 3, maybe. So a reduction and a strategic event. The reduction, I don't know what order. That on the card it's got reduction first, so we have to, there is a reduced army in the force pool, so we have to reduce this to this. Let's say it keeps the 4 dice, but obviously. Right, and then we've got a strategic event as well. Hang on a sec. Right, strategic event. Misfortune. Yeah, I done it. Yeah. It's another misfortune. Plane factories bombed. That can't be good. Air naval control value. Oh, come on. No. Air naval control value in the Germany box -1. Right, well, there's nothing I can do about that. It's going -1. So that means that we're going to take a -1 replacements hit. Yeah, because we're past our movement when we can move air movement and boost that up. Yeah, so the spring administrative bombing in Germany is going to trigger this, and we're going to have to reduce our replacement by 1. Eek. Right, okay. Right, we've also got a misfortune to check for as well. And then that card's done. Never to be seen again. Thank you very much. So grey die. We don't want to see a hit. We get a tank. Good. Okay, getting away with that then. And like I say, this is gone. Mean it was always going to happen, but yeah, I suppose it was always going to happen, Grant. Did it matter? Well, the timing of no. Yeah, I'm not sure actually. If this happened in the strategic warfare segment, yeah, that's when you wanted that to happen, because the strategic. Hang on. the strategic warfare segment comes before the movement segment. Segment phase. And then you could have used like, well, okay, unlimited now. Used that to knock that down by 1 to then move that back up by 1. So that's when you want that card to have came about, but well, that's life. So that's done though, not coming back. Alright, yeah. Strategic event, yeah. Okay. We took the reduction, we took the strategic event, which wasn't very good. So that's combat over in combat check in Belarus. Yeah, there's a list, wasn't it? Yeah, okay. Right, so that was a good card. So I'm going to come back now down to Romania, Bulgaria then. Because von Manstein can do something here. The armies aren't great, but... Right, okay, so let's do this. Drawing a card for Romania, Bulgaria. Combat cards, Soviet faction, on the attack, 1943. Oh, you get a good one. Well, I say it's a good one. Yeah, this is the one you wanted for, what's his name? Von Kukler. You just cancelled that and move on. Right, but we're not getting that. However, there's no combat, it's just a straight up reduction. Card number 9, that is. Well, let's hang on. Oh, actually, you know what? No, I think there's somebody. Oh no, it's got to be the AG head, though, isn't it, Grant? Yeah, it can only be the AG head. Because you don't assign generals. Yeah, this got mentioned before. Actually, it was Martin. Martin commented on this before, but I said it was my AG head. So this time, however, yeah, I'm trying to do what I think he thought I'd done, and use a leading general to do that, but you can't do that. If at least one Germans are involved in the combat. Yeah, what does it... I mean, it's clear in the rules, as I don't know why I guess it's just been a while since I looked at this. Activating generals. Activate the head of the army group with the highest... No. If there is at least one German army participating in the combat. Yeah, there's not a combat though. Right, yeah, page 25. If the attacker is an allied faction and the result in the attack column has the symbol dash or does not include a number there, there is no combat. Apply special effects, if any. They remove the allied combat pawn from the map and discard the combat card. Do not activate generals. Do not activate generals or roll any dice. However, then the important rule says the special effect may be cancelled if the specific rules of the general and the AG head allow it, even if there is no allied attack. So it basically needs to be von Manstein that can do that. He needs to be able to cancel a reduction. He cannot do that, so he's not activated, and we have to take a reduction. Do we lose our satellite army? I can't remember. What's the order again? I think it's go on the cards here. Oh, it is. Yeah, it's a satellite army before the reduced army. Priority wise, so unfortunately, yeah, that was bad timing. Yeah, see this card, we wanted this card when we were hungry. So this satellite army is removed from the game. Never to return. Well, I don't think so, no? And that's done. Right, we've still got one left, have we? Right, that card's done. There was no combat. Right, we'll do this and then that'll probably be me. It's coming up. for an hour anyway. I'll double check before I finish this up though and see if Carlos has confirmed. I'd like to for sure know if my air naval control should be in 3 or 4 down on the southern front. Right. Okay, so Baltic States. Well, we've got a strong army here, but von Bock is not going to help us if it comes to it. And I've got to feel like the last 2 have not been in combat, so I've got to feel like this one is going to be a combat. Right, well, let's find out then. So Baltic States, draw a combat card. Soviet faction on the attack, 1943. Yeah, it is. I was going to say no, it's not, but it is. So that's a Satellite Army. Oh, it's just that's a hit, isn't it? That's yuck. Right, hang on. Right, so we're going to combat this time. 3 dice, and well, we've not got a Satellite Army there. So that is what does that mean again? It becomes a hit, isn't it? Eliminate 1 Satellite Army in an area before combat. If none, add 1 hit to the Soviet die roll. Yeah. 1943 on the attack. Soviet faction. Yeah, so I'm going to put a hit down right away on the card. And they're going to get to roll 3 dice as well. Right, the attack is in... Oh, this is in River. Oh my. Okay. So attack is in River. Well, I see there's a general in there that helps defending in River, actually. So... yeah, we can't stop the... Oh, hang on. No, you pick your generals first, Grant. You might be able to stop that special effect. I don't think I can, though. Right, so our generals are von Bock, who's not doing anything unless we're on the attack. So, however, I'll bring him down. No OB. Right, so von Bock's a 9. We've got access to 6s and 5s. And we are defending in River. Right, hang on a sec. Oh, this is all horrible. Everyone, I thought, right, he could be useful and he could be useful. Right, the guy that's defending River needs to... It's against a Western faction. Let's roll 1 grey instead of a white. So... And... it's Bush there. Would cancel a reduction, which we're not got. So the only guy I've got is Reinhardt, defending an enemy. The controlling point may change any 1 result in a grey die for a grey tank. So we're rolling 2 grey die. I mean, yeah, I suppose we could change an event into 1. That's the only 1 I can use, so I'm going to use it because we want this. Yeah, we don't want too much damage here. I think we're going to lose this one, but right, that goes there. Okay, so they've got 1 hit guaranteed already, and they're rolling 3 dice. Right, let's do that. We can't interfere with their dice, don't think. No, I can change 1 of my dice. So right, 3 dice for them. Well, it's in River. That's 3 hits, Grant. On top of the 1 that they've already got. Oh dear. Right, so we're up against 4 hits. We get 2 grey and 2 white. Right, we need to see the guns, and we're defending in River. The Reinhardt could change a grey die into a tank. So, I mean, it's only if it comes up at an event that we're going to change that, but at least you've got that. So, just tell me there is an event on the grey die. Yeah, there is, yeah. But I want to see some guns, really. That's the only way that's going to get me out of this. Right, here we go. 4 dice, 2 grey, 2 white. So we got the event on the white dice. No guns. That's not good. And I got 3 hits to the 4, so it's not terrible, but it's not good. Okay, so yeah, no guns at all. We needed one of these to be a guns. At least, so we got 3 hits. He's got 4. We do have a combat event to deal with first, so let's do that. You never know. Loss of confidence doesn't sound good, does it? Flip the markers of the activated head of army group, if there is one, and leading general to their question side. I was going to say that might have been happening anyway. No, we've only got 1 hit of a difference, so I don't think it would have been happening, but, well, this says it is happening. And then it goes to the new year as well. Head of army group and leading general to question side. And then, right, so where are we here again? Yes. That's Von Bock. We want rid of him anyway, really, but, well. So he's questioned, and, oh, yeah, no, it wasn't any good, was it? I could have changed a grade die to a tank result, but it wasn't helping me. So George Hans Reinhardt is going to be question 2. Let me find his marker. Okay, and he's a 5 confidence, so it's not too bad actually. I like the ones that have attack and defense in any, I always feel like, right, so I'll put him up there, and he's going to be questioned as well. And Von Bock's questioned. I've turned his marker over. I'm going to put him back in up there. Yeah. So loss of confidence. Zoom that out of the background. So we've done that. Head army group and leading general question side. Then this goes in the new year. So another card that we can look forward to seeing again next year, if we're still around. Not as in the card. I'm hoping I'm still going to be around. But okay, that was our event. Right, now to deal with more pain. So hits wise, they've got 4, we've got 3. So they've got greater than us. Where are we here? No, Axis Defender. Yeah. Allied hits greater than Axis hits. Apply 1 reduction and 1 retreat for every hit and the difference. Yeah, so 1 reduction or 1 retreat. Well, I'm not going to retreat because I'm going to take a reduction. Oh, right. With no reduced armies in the force pool, so our reduction's got to be taking a reduced army. That's going to be that. They were the question then. Well, they wouldn't have been questioned for that, but no. Yeah. All these nasty cards, these nasty events. Right. Combat's done. So we lost that. Yeah, just by 1 reduction. So. Right, combat card goes away. I think we should wrap things up there though. Or can we just stretch out the end of the turn here? Because supply check, victory check, yeah, military. Yeah, I think we can push on here actually. So Soviet offensive war, military directive objective check, right? I think we succeeded. So any Allied controlled sector adjacent to an Axis controlled us. Well, we went from Riga to Narva. So we succeeded. It gives us nothing though, but yeah, it would give you points if you were playing that way. Well, what it doesn't do is have the negative effect of questioning. I'm saying that they're both questioned anyway, so. However, it did let us take the area, right? It gave us an offensive. And then, because this is a special, after objective check, return this card to the military directive card deck, even if it is successful. So that will go back, and we'll get to probably bring that in next year. My guess is you probably want to bring that card in to give you sort of some variation and something to do. And well, okay, so military directive done, supply check. I still no any supply issues. So the thing to worry about is maybe if, you know, Middle East got taken and Egypt got cut off, but I'm not seeing any issues there. And victory check, well, we're still okay there. There's not any markers in the collapse of Germany, so we're going to move on. That was the winter operations. We're now moving into the spring administrative phase, and unfortunately starting with the bombing of Germany, which is going to hurt us right away because of that event, the timing of the event. Yeah, it's going to be a rough choice. I can only take the Luftwaffe replacements down to 0 or our Wehrmacht replacements down to 2. Yeah. Okay. Right, I better leave that now. That's an hour and 6 minutes. So yeah, starting the spring of 1943. I'm not sure when I'll be back, to be honest. Probably another few days going to go by, I would think. Oh, let's go and look and see if we've got any confirmation about that special effect cancellation thing. Right, so still not any reply. And Carlos is on a, what is that, siesta, isn't it, they have in Spain? Something like that. Yeah, I'm sure I'll get confirmation at some point soon before I'll start another part. I was just wondering there if I've got time to start. Right, anyway, this part's going long enough, so I'll be back with the next part when I'm back. Okay, cheers.